at this stage.
And
oh, that is one of the Konrad cars, and there is that is the right rear of that car. It is seriously askew. As such, it is just smoking terribly. That car is in a world of hurt. Here's what apparently happened. Let's watch it, Sam.
Here he comes out of Arnage, one of the Konrad cars, and you can see the wheel completely, obviously a broken axle or deranged suspension element there. He was lucky to fight it. He's now arrived at the Porsche curves. Andrew?
Sam, I was just about to say before we saw that I told you in the first hour that the Vipers were actually being blown away by the Porsches. But now the Vipers, the three factory cars, have moved to first, second and third place. That's this car had already dropped behind them. So the Vipers are now on the charge.
Seeing a very savvy move by the driver of this car, keeping that deranged tire in the grass where the friction is a lot less and perhaps not doing anywhere near as much damage to that machine. The lead, number 28 Toyota, down into the pits. Calvin's waiting.
Well, Martin Brundle is bringing the number 28 machine in, watching that speed limit along pit lane very carefully. The key is if you do make a mistake there with the speed, it's a stop and go, which costs an eternity of time, obviously, if you come back in again and travel the whole length of pit lane at around 38 miles an hour. Martin is jumping out of the car. They're going to do a driver change. I'm not sure who's just jumping in right now. I'll try and get a look here. But looks like a routine stop. As I mentioned before, the drivers can't do their work on the car whilst they're actually refueling, but no other work can be done. I'm sure that they'll probably go for a new set of tires at this stage. It's in fact Emmanuel Collard has got into the car, the French guy, and he's very experienced here as well. Very strong driver lineup. But what a great opening sleep for Martin Brundle. He's now working the Formula One commentary in the UK. BBC, for ITV, excuse me, and doing a great job there. But his one-off drive here to lead this race, he's got to be very excited. We're trying to get a word with him after this driver change, but the rest of the team goes to work. New set of Michelin's going on. Here, Martin has given some words of advice to Emanuele, and hopefully he'll be ready to go out there and give it some welly.
Yeah, Calvin, only 22 laps, so that's their third stop. They're averaging just 7 laps a stint. Well, that is really interesting. Let's go down to the Porsche pit with Davy Jones.
Alan McNish has just got another car. It's a bit of a driver change. It just seems like a routine pit stop. They're putting the fuel in. I'm not sure at this point whether they're going to change tires. It appears that they are ready to change tires as soon as they finish putting the fuel in. It's Le Mans rules. You cannot work on the car and put fuel at the same time other than making a driver change. Fuel is done. Tires are coming off. The Michelin tires are going on. Everything appears to be just fine with the car. They're wiping the windscreen. Car apparently it just wasn't producing the power that it should on a readout, so they took the tail bonnet off. They checked all the fittings to make sure that there was nothing loose, nothing wrong, and they sent the car back out. And I haven't heard at this point yet whether it was cured or not, but it was just a routine stop here for Porsche, and everything seems to be fine.
And that car, again, working back out onto the track, taking a good look at the number 29 Toyota, which currently, I would suspect when it comes by and cycles by start-finish, it will end up in the lead. It was a close second, and now our Konrad Motorsport car has made it down into pit lane. He couldn't keep that tire on the grass forever, and that tire now is shredded, and one has to wonder about additional damage in the back end of that car. When that rubber starts flailing around, it can tear things up.
Quite possibly, but as we watch this pit stop, which is coming up with the Konrad car, let's reflect just a second on the tactical situation overall, because I think with Toyota making these much more frequent stops, it's going to start to catch up with them sooner or later, and we're going to see the Porsche GT1s move into the lead. Calvin?
Well, we're here, and Franz Konrad oversees the team going to work right now. Severe damage to this right rear corner. The wheel is totally askew. A lot of bodywork damage. That's probably not the biggest problem right now. They have to get underneath this car and do some work. Obviously, it's a rear-engine car. It's very tight in that rear suspension design, and they're going to get it up in the air. First things first is to try and get the wheel actually off the car. Sometimes they get so badly damaged you can't even get them off the car. No problems there. And as you can see, there is a lot of dirt and debris in the corner of that car there. Franz Konrad with the black vest here is looking inside. He's really directing the team when he's not driving. He's the team manager also, and they're trying to ascertain what damage has been done. I'm going to go around to the other side here, see if we can get with Nick Ham, who was driving the car, and obviously this is going to be a lengthy pit stop, so we're going to try and get in the car. Nick, what happened, mate?
Yeah, I was in there, right in the middle of the Indianapolis corner, and all of a sudden there was just a pop back there. And I think it blew a tire, but that's what it felt like. It just all of a sudden went down and then sideways. I almost put it in the wall there, but just managed to get it back here.
Looks like you did a great job of saving it, but obviously driving probably 3 or 4 miles back here. A lot of bodywork damage, a lot of suspension damage right now. Obviously, Franz is outside trying to get a guesstimate to how long this is going to take, but not the sort of start you were looking for.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's 23 hours to go yet. There's no problem. You say there is suspension damage?
It looks that way, like the wheel was askew. There should be a little bit of maybe a control arm or something back there. I mean, not bad, but obviously they've got to do some work.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, we're giving Nick an update, and we'll try and give you a better one in a short while.
Well, Nick Ham keeping a fairly positive frame of mind on that. I mean, I'm sure he's crushed a little bit, but the lead Toyota now, the number 29 entry of Thierry Boutsen, has stopped in the pits. It assumed the lead as it pitted.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
that's the situation. Boy, another quick stop in terms of they did do the driver change, so Boutsen is out. Either Ralph Kellner's or Geoff Lees will be behind the wheel, but Boutsen doing a very solid job in the early going. It's always nice to come in and turn the car over in the lead. Boutsen did just that. We'll be back at Le Mans in just a minute.